Hey, we're on. Ellis loves our digital director to do that to us.
Surprise,
right,
yeah.
Surprise, Music Wednesday.
We're
Surprise,
back.
Nathan. Nathan Bell is joining us.
Oh,
and
it's not Bricklayer Wednesday because I'd be completely out of my own.
We talked about that. We couldn't get enough bricklayers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bricks
Thanks for
is-
being here, man.
Oh, it's my pleasure, man.
So Barry's
I,
a big fan.
Yeah, I hesitate to say it this way because it sounds like I haven't enjoyed all the other ones, but I've looked forward to this for quite a while.
I appreciate it.
Oh.
Yeah. Nathan, I've told him and I've told you. Somebody asked me about a month or so ago if I'd heard of him. I said no. And then it was like every day for a week, all I could hear was Nathan Bell from all these people. So.
Well, that's funny because
Yep.
I thought I was hiding. Apparently, I'm not doing a very good job.
Well, maybe it's just those same 5 people, but
Quality.
I think it's clones.
let's get started.
Yeah, let's get
I want
started.
to hear you play. I don't want
Sounds good. Have you ever seen a sky so wide you can fit the whole world inside? Baby, can you see me now? Have you ever heard a field of stone just like dead man's bones I had? Baby, can you hear me now? Have you ever seen a light flash by like a picket fence before your eyes I had? Baby, can you roll with me now? Have you ever flown against the wind just to be carried back again? Baby, do you know now? It doesn't matter what we say, only what matters what we do. Oh, darling, all I'll ever ask you. Someday, baby, would you carry me down? Have you ever been to touch somebody that you love too much? Baby, can you burn with me now? Your eyes ever fill with tears, one for every passing year mine had. Baby, do you love me now? It doesn't matter what we say, only ever matters what we do. I won't need much along the way, darling, all I'll ever ask you. Someday, baby, would you carry me down? Someday, baby, would you carry me? Someday, baby, would you carry me down?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Sounds like you've been through a lot.
A lot worse than it actually is.
It doesn't sound like it's bad. It just sounds like you've been through a lot of experiences.
Ah,
Yeah.
there's no substitute for age. It really isn't. It's funny. When I was a younger writer, I always felt like I was looking for something, and that something was something you can only have if you get older.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any negotiation in it. But I grew up loving the old White and Hopkins and the older blues musicians and the older country musicians, and so it's no surprise that that's what I aspire to eventually. So, it's sort of like when survival is your career plan, right?
Yeah, thank you. I needed that. Yeah.
This is a second go-round,
It's actually a
third go-round with music for you.
Tell us about it.
Well, I bailed once because I went to Nashville in '91 after a reasonably successful career back in the days of vinyl and cassette and when there were record labels in alternative music. As a matter of fact, my partner and I, a woman named Susan Shore, I think we probably were the front end of all country. With drums and things that were kind of a little odd. Not real odd, but
Different.
in the tradition, but pushing it a little bit. And I got a publishing deal and a producer, Richard Bennett, who works with Steve Earle, who produced probably the album that all American albums try to be, which is Guitar Town. I mean, if you listen to them all now, they all sound like Guitar Town light to me. But I hope they send him royalties. But Richard was working with me. We made an album that never came out. And I got to Nashville, and I was the luckiest guy in the world. I just didn't fit there. And I knew it within about a month. I thought, this isn't going to work. But I played out the string on the contract, and I tried to do some of the stuff. But if you think I'm flinty now, I was by all accounts an asshole then.
Lovely.
So I don't know that I made it any easier for myself than it could be. And so I quit. And in the process of quitting, I'd been out of the business for a couple of years when my wife Leslie and I had our first child. And I was so, I don't know, the idea of being gone was just gone from my, it had no place for me. So I put the guitar away for about 14 years.
Wow.
And just worked at it. And I got a job. I mean, it's like, you can tell a guy who's the son of an immigrant son, who worked for a living, because as soon as he gets a job that pays really well, he's like, now everything is not negotiable, right? That job is important. And it was a great job. It was with Bell South Mobility, and before they became AT&T, obviously, and Singular along the way. And that was a great place to work, period. And people were great. And I was able to work my way up and kind of make up for not having a college degree. So I ended up back in it by accident in 2008 for about 9 months. I ended up back in it sort of in a way that was ridiculous. And if you want to read about it, it's in the Bitter Southerner piece on me. And then ended up back in for 6 more years in the corporate world, and then thrown out again. So the last couple of years I've been doing this, and, it's not a cash cow. Let's just put it that way. So maybe there'll be a fourth
We hear ya.
time. You just never know.
Right.
You never know. He's got a lot of lives in him.
I do.
So let's hear some more about that.
The lives?
No,
Your
please.
Well, you hear everything about lives through a musician's
fair enough.
music.
I thought that's what
you think so?
Glimpses.
See,
It depends on who you are.
I tend to write mostly about other people. As a matter of fact, the next album is going to be the first album that's really primacy of it is me.
Okay.
And that's, in the 80s, I overcame my lack of experience by writing about other people's lives. Because
I think the way you see other people's lives has a lot to say about you, though.
there's no argument there.
Yeah.
There's no argument at all there.
Okay.
And yeah, it'd be pretty silly to say there's no part of me in this. But I was never in the military. I never worked a steel press in Detroit. Right? Some of the things that are used in reference in the songs, and I want to make that clear. I had a lot of shitty jobs, really bad jobs.
So have I.
And I mean, my best one was, have you ever rolled around barrels of fish guts, put them in trucks, and driven over the East Coast?
Now you win.
I win.
I worked at a funeral home.
That's a weird gig.
Picked
because
up bodies. Yeah.
But that's a noble gig.
It actually
16
was.
under.
You know, the fish gig didn't have a whole lot of ability to it.
Nothing sexy about that.
I could tell you some of mine, but they're probably not for this. So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I've dealt with some interesting characters along the way.
And I was in hospitality, which hospitality is code word for, oh my God, what did that person do?
Yeah, I've worked in some interesting restaurants. Learned how to deal with a lot of different
Were
kinds
you a
of people.
waitress?
Everyone
I'm
should.
a waitress, bartender, everything.
Because I think the hardest
Manager,
job in
yeah.
the whole world is to be a woman and a waitress in a certain kind of restaurant.
Well, I've been there.
Okay.
So,
All
yeah.
right, here we go.
This one's for you, man. You asked for it.
All right,
I don't
thanks.
have to change my tuning. They handed me a hand so swung, told me to ring that iron so rung, gave me a song to sing so I sung it, but I'm never gonna be the walking boss. I heard my number when they called. Didn't have $1 in my wallet. They told me to haul ass, so I hauled. I'll never be the walking boss. They handed me a rifle, so I shot. All the hell in the world I called, and they punched my ticket when I'll never be a walking boss. So carve my name in white stone. Tell the angels to carry me home and leave me to rot there alone. 'Cause I'm never gonna be the walking boss.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Yes. Awesome.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Yeah, that was a request.
I like it. Who's that about?
None of my Yankee friends know what that's about, but in the South, a lot of guys do know. Walking boss was always the guy who was part of the crew, paid a tiny little bit more, to do the job himself. And being a walking boss was like an honor and a dishonor at the same time. So,
It's like being the crossing guard.
yeah, except, yeah, that's exactly what it was like.
Yeah.
But it was also, for me, it was one of those things where I grew up in a place where it wasn't like it is now. I mean, the haves and have-nots weren't separated by as much. But, you know, nowadays, I grew up during the draft, right? So nowadays there's a different kind of draft. It's economic. And you find yourself in a position where your choices are the military or no job at all. And that's coercion, right? Mm-hmm. So this song is kind of like, sort of, there are people in this country born into a sacrifice that they didn't even choose. So that's the song.
Uplifting.
So you
Pretty political.
AT&T, that ended,
Yeah.
and so you picked up the guitar again and started recording, and so you've done these.
I've been playing for a while through the process, and those albums come out in weird spots. Like I had Black Crow Blue and Blood Like a River, which I do everything on myself. I had those done kind of simultaneously. Blood Like a River was written, recorded, and mastered in 30 days. Black Crow Blue took a little longer, and I just decided to put them out in the order Black, Blood, and this last one. But the only record that was made when I was able to concentrate on it full time was the one with the fancy cover. I Can Do This for Love.
When was that?
That one came out officially in 2015, late
Cool.
2015.
Yeah, they're all
in
fairly
Europe,
recently,
and
right?
2016 for US.
Awesome. I'm going to have to steal some of those.
That's why I brought them.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
they're
you.
welcome to one of these
Thank
this
you.
time, right?
And you did a video for
I did a video for I Don't Do This for Love with Charles Coleman, local guy.
shot over at
Shot it in the...
Pavilion.
Yeah, we had to blur out the sponsorship names.
Yeah.
It's and then we used an artist that Romanova, who has a gallery, Romanova Galleries.
Cool.
She introduced this guy, Timur Akriev, Russian cat who was in the U.S. And he had all these pictures of people, and they were incidentally working people. They weren't. It wasn't studying working people. It just happened to be certain kinds of faces. And so if you look at the video, they blend in and out of the video. It's a really beautiful video,
Yeah,
if I
it's
say
gorgeous.
so myself.
It's cool.
Oh, I want to. So where can people see it?
Black and white. It's you can find it on my. If you go to my page on my artist page on Facebook, if you go to YouTube and throw in "I Don't Do This for Love," and if you go to the Pop Matters website, I think they premiered it, so it's still around there somewhere.
Okay, cool. And if you go to my page, I linked to your page, so you can.
There's actually a new one, Anthony Sims, my buddy who did the Names video, which is also on there. He did a video of All That You Carry that's basically me standing on a train track. But it's got lyrics running and some weird stuff going on. It's
Cool.
It's odd. It's cool. He would dress up. So I look like a dude who was going to the grocery store.
So you look like...
I look like myself.
Good to be yourself.
I look like myself.
Good to be yourself.
What do you want to play next?
Oh, that's a good question. I had actually thought of it, and I'm going to play. One off the new record again that I always forget to play, but it's the title track. I brought one especially for this time of man, but I'll play it last. So warn me. And I am pretty political, and I am
No way.
pretty dark in ways, but most of the characters in my songs, they aren't pessimists and they don't quit. And if you go through the songs and you listen to them, you'll realize that, and this song's a perfect example of it, most of your life you don't do it because you're having a great day.
Yeah.
You do it despite whatever the hell else is happening, right? And
Yes.
if you're a parent, once you're a parent and you understand that you would kill somebody, because once you're a parent, pacifism's out of the question.
Yeah.
All the choices you make in your life from then are out. They're really about love. You're making this choice to love people. You go to your job on a bad day because of your family.
Kids will love you no matter what, forever.
Hopefully.
Well, I think the love of a child is kind of like an eternal
Unless you're a
love.
total weasel.
Yeah.
Unless
yeah.
you're like Justin Bieber's dad.
Yeah, the show business kids' parents. That's bad. Yeah, so maybe not, but
So I didn't mean to like rain on the
it's
parade.
true love. Yeah.
I always thought the funniest thing about having children was that's when a husband looks at his wife and realizes that she would kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
No
you
doubt.
think to yourself, but it's okay because I deserve it. And it doesn't go the other way. It just doesn't go the other way.
No.
All right, so
Smart.
yeah, well, I grew up good. See me on a freighter, the Saginaw River. I knew I was gonna forget something before this was over. See me on a freighter, the Saginaw River. Bridge outside Youngstown. Pouring westbound locomotive, the tracks go on forever. The whole world hums beneath my feet. You hear me pounding nails on the roof in Lafayette. We're singing through a bar at 2 a.m. A shrimp boat in a howling wind, pulling in the nets, tearing all the skin off of my hand. With everything I write another love song to you. Out in the darkness on an imaginary line, rifle tied against my shoulder. We're flying over the waves off the coast of Carolina, high up where the air is thin and cold. Everything I write another love song bravest man you'll ever know. I'll be the strongest man you'll ever know. With everything I'll write another love song to you. I'll write another love song to you. I'll write another love song to you.
That's another favorite too. Thank you.
Yeah, I
thanks,
love that.
Yeah.
Of course I do. Hopeless romantic over here.
Yeah,
I
well,
know.
that's my shit.
I
They know
know.
now.
Beautiful.
It's still the whole idea of you just putting it away for so long still fascinates me because I think when we talked, if I remember correct, it wasn't like you just pushed it away and it was still bubbling. So I mean, you're kind of focused. You're able to
It was gone.
whatever. Yeah, it was gone,
It was
and so
Yeah, I don't know. It was a weird thing, and I think I replaced it. The job I was doing was complex, and I had people working
You're
for
busy.
me, and I really, really liked managing people. As a matter of fact, I told you, if they'd kept me in that job, guitar wouldn't have really come back out.
It's kind of like, is it kind of like a person you don't see in 10 years and then when you get back together, it's like the same?
No, it was
or-
weirder than that. It was like having a friend who was grossly overweight, and when you came back, the friend had gotten really fit and ran a fitness
Oh,
studio.
okay.
That's how different it was.
Oh, wow.
I didn't like playing. I didn't even like playing. I had gotten to the point in Nashville where I didn't want to be on stage, and I made it pretty clear to the audience.
You're over it.
I mean, this will tell you something. All my shows I played with a band of really good guys who were really good that I could have made a big deal out of. We were called Nathan Bell and the Bootlicking Weasels.
Oh.
That shows you where I was at that time.
Yeah,
And
you were
actually,
down and out.
Nice.
we had a really foul name for the band that we almost put a record out under the name Art Fuchs and the Art Fuchs,
Oh.
which if you put it on paper spells differently.
yeah,
So
it doesn't get printed in the
my
paper a
attitude was
lot.
horrifying. So when I came back to play again, and I really enjoyed the guitar, and then I had shoulder surgery and had to learn to finger pick, which I'd never done until 6 years ago or so. I'm not a finger picker. And I couldn't play hard with the pick, and I had
Right.
to change guitars and everything. But the thing about musicians is the best thing you can do to them is throw an obstacle in their way. And I hadn't had an obstacle, and I was there, and it was like, oh, I got to prove I can do it.
Made some things interesting.
Yeah, it makes it, you get stubborn, and stubborn only works if there's something to be stubborn about.
True. You got to care about
Can't
it.
be too comfortable.
Yeah. Good advice. So what is Hymns to the Uncool and the whole Bitter Southerner piece?
So-
what is all that?
Holly Gleason, the writer who wrote it, who's been a rock writer and a country writer for years and years and years and years, and also a #1 songwriter of all things. Really talented woman, has been trying to do something on me like that for maybe 15 years, since way back. She was the first person to write about me for any, other than Rolling Stone. The other significant piece that came out about Bell and Short about me was from Holly for the old Tower Records magazine. It made a
Cool.
big difference, and she's been waiting for years to do this. She got Chuck at Bitter Southerner, liked the idea, and she came and we talked for maybe 4 days on the phone, and she put that together, and she knows my history really well. So she had come up, she had sort of said, you know, that Hymns to the Uncool thing, I don't know where it came from, whether it was Chuck or Holly, but it popped up on there, and I thought, you know, it's easy to, most of the people who are a friend of the working man don't even know what a working man is. They just want a guy to vote for them or pay for something. They're just lying, you know, and that goes for both sides of the coin, right? I mean, I thought there was a lot of smear stuff going on, and actually Hillary Clinton got jammed up on stuff that wasn't her problem. And actually, I think she would have had friendlier policies by far to the working, laboring class of America than we've had in before Reagan, since before Reagan.
A lot of people think so.
So I think there's a lot of BS with that whole thing. That's bitter Southern, but it's also BS. And but most people don't know working people, and they don't know what they care about because
they're not one.
Because well, even if they are one, right. And the screens are full of famous people and people who have failed miserably, and things that scare you and things that you laugh at because it's not you. It doesn't tell you anything about people, right? And I don't know what Steinbeck or London would have done in this world. They'd probably be drinking somewhere before they wrote all their stuff. So
do you have a song that sums all
I
that
do.
up?
Nice segue.
Perfect.
Nice. I didn't have to lean backwards or forward to get it to go.
Like that.
Nobody laughs at my segue joke. That was cool. It's going to be on my next record, which is I'm working on. I haven't decided whether I'm going to record it all myself or use the same band because they were awesome.
They're great.
As a matter of fact, January 19th, I'm playing a little opening set for Missy Rain's new hit at Barking Legs.
Oh, Barking Legs, great.
And then I'm down in Atlanta the next day with Peter Case.
Awesome.
But this one makes perfect sense. I wrote it before all this crap came down. It's about a 3-year-old song. So.
Okay.
Well, Shelley was a large animal that weighed at least 400 pounds. Dale was a skinny patent attorney, quick to be a rodeo clown. Got run over by a bull called Twister, and the doctors were shocked to find he'd been a woman all along. Shelley didn't seem to mind, and it wasn't the life they expected. They were just living out on the edge of the big old American dream. Well, Randall was the first in his family, get him a piece of ground. Dragged a Clayton trailer to the middle of nowhere, jacked up to settle down. But the bank had strings on the money, and when everything went to hell, they said you couldn't afford it anyway, boy, so it's probably just as well. And it wasn't the life he expected to live, wasn't the end of the mean. He was just hanging on to the edge of the big old American dream. Everybody said Jeb looked poorly, but he never would tell them why. And he left the bullets out of the gun, cause nobody needed to die. He was saying he was sorry when he took the money he needed for medicine. Then he turned around, took the money right back, said I'll never do that again. And it wasn't the life he expected to live, wasn't the end of the mean. He was just slipping off of the edge of the big old American dream. Well, Ryan's heart spoke clearly. He put down his gun and said no. And they locked him away in Leavenworth prison. They were never gonna let him go. He said, you can't cage a free soul, you can't trap the wind. But he wondered when they put him down in the hole if he'd ever be home again. And it wasn't the life he expected to live, wasn't the end of the man. He was just staring out at the edge of the big old American dream. And it isn't the life we expected to live, isn't the end of the mean. We're all just living out on the edge of the big old American dream.
More good stuff.
The American
You
dream,
pepped
huh?
up? You pepped up? You ready to go?
Pep. My energy levels are so high now. No,
Take on the world.
I love that song though.
Thank you.
Wasn't the life you would expect it to live. It kind of sounds a little bit like you.
Never is.
Never
He
is.
shows me somebody who had the
Never.
life they expected.
Yeah,
That's
planned
why
it
I
out.
think rich people are so friggin' miserable. Their expectations are ridiculous.
Or they don't
you
have
forget
it
how
anymore.
to be happy, you know? Because it's
Well,
like,
they don't realize the beauty in anything anymore.
it's hard to be rich, right? Do you ever trust anybody? It's like being famous.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'd like
I'll
to
let you
try
know.
If you
once.
get rich enough, just give me some of the money and we'll figure it
I
out.
just want to try
Deal.
once. I think
Deal.
I'd be good at it, yeah.
You want to be that guy who gets on that what is it, Home Network, where they have to pick between their 3 lottery winner homes?
Exactly.
That's
That's exactly
hysterical,
what I was
man.
thinking.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite.
Which house will I visit this month?
I'll take the $21 million house with the view of the Iraq Canyon. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So,
We're happy you're playing again. I'm happy
Oh,
you're
thank you.
playing
Thanks for
again.
having me. This is
yeah,
kinda
most
rude.
definitely. So people can find your music at nathanbell.com.
NathanBellMusic.com.
Music.com. excuse
NathanBell.com
me.
is an avant-garde banjo player.
That's true. I found him. Yeah.
Oh.
He's good,
Yeah.
but you gotta want to hear avant-garde banjo.
He reached out to you, right? Didn't he reach out?
His fans hate me.
His fans. Hey, that's
His
what
fans
it
hate
was.
me. They're like, "You're a sellout country musician, not the guy we expected."
No.
I'm like, "Thanks. Buy my CD."
I
So
don't think you're a
nathanbellmusic.com, and they
I
can
didn't
see
sell very
you
well if I did.
at Barking Legs January 19th.
with Missy Raines, who they're going to come on and just be incredible. So
I love barking
It's a
legs.
win-win.
Yeah, great
Cool.
venue, great night,
Yeah,
great
Bruce
music.
should have a statue in town. I can't figure out why he doesn't.
I know he's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, he and Ann both. It's
Yes.
amazing
Oh,
what
yeah,
they've
yeah.
done.
Hey, Ann.
But yeah, for sure.
And Bruce.
And tonight, we're going to talk about it later, but St. Paul and the Broken Bones. Have you
St.
seen
Paul.
them?
No, but you know what? I'm a terrible live music attendee.
Are you?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't dig it.
You don't?
No. I think it's like baseball players don't go to baseball games.
I
What
get
about
it.
like the smaller settings?
It's rare, man. It is rare for me to go to a show. I'm a kind of a homebody when I'm not playing. And
So where do you like to listen to other music?
I listen to a lot of jazz and hip hop.
I like hip hop. Yeah.
A lot of jazz and hip hop. That's what I listen
Cool.
to. Partly because I work in words. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where my emphasis was for all these years. I also write. I write for Acoustic Guitar Magazine and I do some op-ed stuff.
Awesome.
So it's all words all the time, right? So when
Yeah.
I listen to music, it's jazz. And even though hip hop is words, it's also,
But you don't like to listen to it live?
to be honest with you, it's just,
You don't like the people?
no, I love the people.
Okay.
I'm glad they're there. My daughter's
Okay.
a big live music fan.
Okay, me too.
And I've gone to shows with her, but I probably have attention deficit disorder because I'm
Oh.
like 20 minutes in and I'm like, I gotta do something else. So why pay $68 to leave?
What's next?
Right?
Oh, and Barry and I could like sit there for days. Probably.
Yeah, well, the right venue.
Yeah,
That's
the
good.
right,
The right venue.
Yeah,
That's the way it
like,
should be.
take it all
And
in.
I wish I was
Yeah.
more like that. My wife's a great live music person. She really is. So
Me too.
I go with her to the stuff I know is going to be groovy and cool.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't sit through anything. But
No.
but tonight we're gonna try to do a live interview with those guys, or I am. You should come.
Ask him how he got his sainthood.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to know how he got his sainthood.
Good question.
Self-proclaimed.
Just
Okay,
Say this dude wants to know how you became a saint.
I will. I'll ask. Thank you.
It's that church upbringing.
And that's at Trek 29. But we're going to talk about all that kind of stuff later on today,
Okay.
what's going
All right.
on with the whole music scene. And we really, really appreciate
Thanks for
your
having me
time. Super talented.
Thanks.
So
Yeah, definitely.
here's
I'm
your
going to steal
warning.
those CDs.
This is it?
This
Last
is it.
song?
Warning.
Yeah, bring the one you bring.
You know, I never had any. You know, Neil Young once said if you didn't play a show where people didn't recognize half your songs, you hadn't done it right.
Oh, I'm a
Because he
huge
didn't like
Neil
playing
Young.
like covers, so he got
Right,
it.
I know.
right.
And you know,
Yeah.
Neil's the guy, right? I mean, there's
My
only
favorite.
two people in music that truly got to do exactly what they wanted to do and never compromised a day in their life to what they were thinking, and that was Dylan and Neil Young. And they got away with it, right? I mean, maybe Tom Waits, right? Except he had an experimental period where, I love you, Tom, but you and Lou Reed should have gotten together and done a couple more Metal Machine albums for all I care.
Here we go.
pauper. Man's born a prince. Came into the world screaming. He's been screaming ever since for somebody. Make everything work out right. Man goes to the river, looks deep into the well, sees his own reflection, and he lies to himself that there's somebody. Make everything work out right. And all his fortune, all his fame, so hard to come by, and it easily fades away. Man dies a pauper, man dies a prince. His ashes are carried on similar winds, and everything, everything works out right. And everything works out right. There you go. And then a happy note.
I loved it. It was good. I'm going to see if we have any little comments here. Oh, people are just saying you're amazing.
This guy, stop.
Somebody says, Gloria May says hello from Spencer in...
Iowa?
Hello from Spencer, Tennessee.
Well, hello,
Spencer,
Spencer, Tennessee.
Yeah.
This is the weirdest world, man, this
That's
immediacy
amazing.
thing.
Isn't it crazy?
Did real Donald Trump wait?
I
That
don't
real
speak. I
Donald
don't
Trump?
speak with him.
You don't
but
speak
yeah.
Yeah, I think she's blocked.
He hasn't blocked me yet, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Man, this was great fun.
Thanks, Barry. I appreciate
Yeah, it was awesome.
Thanks for coming
Yeah, I loved
and
it.
doing this for us. Amazing.
it. It's a pleasure, and this is a great setup, man. It sounds pretty good in here, too.
Yeah, and the light.
Yeah.
It's
It's a pretty
who
building.
knew, right?
Next time I'll bring my Mumford & Sons tribute band.
I think he's kidding, Leslie.
I'm kidding.
I'm like, wow, there's something I didn't
We
expect.
do 9 different versions of Wagon Wheel like Mumford & Sons would
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
do,
Perfect.
and Bob Marley mixed together.
Perfect.
Whatever you want.
I know.
You're very.
I'm a troublesome idiot. A troublesome idiot. I
I
was
can
going to say
tell.
that. That was a Freudian slip.
I always like those kinds, so you better get out of here. All right.
Great fun. Thank you.
Thanks,
we'll
Barry.
see ya.
Thanks, guys.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
Leslie.